gbọ́ ni Omoyele Soworew náà lájọ wà níbẹ̀ àjọmọ̀ tàkùrọ̀sọ kí ni tí wọ́n ní fún orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tí ààrẹ ò bá jámọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ tó ń jókòó sórí àpèrè tí wọ́n pàṣẹ láti ìlú Àbújá gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá náà láfihàn ṣe lálàfipọ̀ déètò bàbá tí ń ṣètò léèbò ní choice 23 èmi pè láyàn fẹ́ 2023 ẹ káàbọ̀.
All right, so come on. The Independent National Electoral Commission did say that the forthcoming election is about the youths. You've described yourself as a youth. Is this soothing news to you now that demographically it's been believed that the 20th election is about the youths? Is this a news that gladdens your heart, or you still have reservations?
I think since I was born and conscious enough, I always claim that everything is about the youth. When I went for an Independence Day parade, I think I was 6 years or 7 years old. The whole lecture delivered by the government representative, it was saying that we are leaders of tomorrow. You know, I got to the university, you are leaders of tomorrow. I left university, youth are the leaders of tomorrow. They signed to run law. And on the day they signed the law, they told the youth to go and wait for another 4 years. So I don't know if it's fair to describe myself as a youth. I'm 51 years old. I'll be 52 in a few days. But I see myself as a youthful person, in the sense that I can connect with young people, I understand their life. I pretty much have lived a youthful life myself. But you have to be constantly updated with affairs of youth. So I don't buy into that. You don't have to say it. It's up to the youth to decide when they want to take over power.
All right.
Yeah.
You made a statement a few days ago.
Yes.
You said INEC can be trusted.
Yes.
Is that true?
They can't be trusted. INEC has never organized a free
Majority of
since 1999, and it's the same. I've seen it based on information that I have about how they operate, the leadership of INEC, how they are now organized around one political party. They even nominated the special aide to the president to go and run INEC at a point. That's Loretta Onoche. A lot of people who are federal commissioners in INEC, they are card-carrying members of the APC. But beyond that, operationally, we've seen what INEC has done. Every year or every election cycle, we say, well, you know, we brought this new technology and it's foolproof. They used it in Osun State. We are hearing of overvoting now in the tribunal. So why do people fall for these tricks? Whenever we are ready for free and fair elections, we will introduce electronic voting.
To you, that's the solution. But I
believe in the solution because electronic voting is different from electronic transmission of results. Exactly.
Ibi tí màá ti kò lélẹ̀ torí pé láfíìpọ̀ là ń ṣe àní Omoyele Soworew lórí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ torí pọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní Omoyele Soworew jẹ́ òṣèlú tó gbé dání àti ilé òṣèlú tó ti ń díje dupò láti di ààrẹ àkọ́kọ́ nù ní Chatham House nígbà tí ẹni ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Mahmood Yakubu tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé òun náà sì ni alága ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alága torí sí ètò ìdìbò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà nígbà tí ó sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní pé àsìkò èyí tí àwọn tí ó jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà èyí tí ó kàn wọ́n lélẹ̀ torí pé tá a bá ń wo káàdì alálòpẹ́ tí àwọn èèyàn ti gbà pé ọwọ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ló pọ̀ sí jù àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ló sì forúkọ ọ̀lẹ̀ jù nígbà tí wọ́n ṣe ìforúkọ fi sílẹ̀ fún àwọn olùdìbò. Ṣé ká sọ wípé eléyìí ó ti wá sí ọ̀nà ìfẹ́ àgbà láti lẹ́nu kẹ́ni wọ́n ti tọrọ nínú ètò ìdìbò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti pé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀yin náà ti jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ kí ni irú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí jẹ́ fún yín jẹ́ ojú ọ̀rọ̀ òwúrí fún yín gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ tí ń lọ.
ẹ ṣe lè ṣòro èmi ò rò pé òótọ́ nípa àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ mí àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ mí torí kò síbi tí mo máa dé tí máa sọ orúkọ táwọn èèyàn máa rò pé àgbórúkọ yìí rí ó dàbí pé nítorí pé bí mo kéré mi ò lára mi ò sanra mo dẹ̀ níwò lórí bí a ti torí ẹ̀ náà yẹ ṣe máa sọ pé àbẹ́ àwọn kan ò mọ̀ tẹ bá dé inú ọjà tẹ bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìdánisọ̀rọ̀ àwọn èèyàn á sọ fún yín bẹ́ẹ̀ dé iléèwé ẹ̀ wá sọ fún yín.
ẹ̀mí sọ pé wọ́n mọ̀ yín pé àwọn tó gbọ́ yín báyìí wọ́n lè mọ̀ pé wà.
so ní ọ̀rọ̀ ti ẹgbẹ́ wa ní ẹgbẹ́ African Action Congress tá a dá sílẹ̀ láti 2018 àwa náà là ń díje sìn fún ipò ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ẹgbẹ́ yẹn ẹgbẹ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ni ọ̀dọ́ ló dá sílẹ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ló wà ń bẹ̀ in fact nígbà tó di point tó dásìkò kan nígbà àti ẹ̀ lè ní youth leader nínú ẹgbẹ́ tó jẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ youth ni ó máa dàbí oxymoron ni pé ẹ ní ẹ̀kọ́ youth leader lẹ́gbẹ́ youth so ní youth leader lórí gbogbo wa ńkọ́ ọ̀dọ́ ni gbogbo wa ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ó sì pé àwọn òṣèlú àwọn olórí Nàìjíríà wọ́n sọ pé àsìkò ọ̀dọ́ ló tó yìí torí àwọn ibẹ̀
alága ti INEC
torí pé àwọn tó ní àwọn ìwé ìdìbò lọ́wọ́ ọ̀dọ́ ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn tó pọ̀ jù ọ̀dọ́ ni wọn kò sí ìgbà kan ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tó ń ṣe ọ̀dọ́ tí ọ̀dọ́ tó ń ṣàkitiyan láti gbé orílẹ̀-èdè wa ga in fact àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ló jà fún independence Nàìjíríà òmìnira Nàìjíríà tó ti wá di òmìnira sìn fún wa ìṣòkò tí afẹ́káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ ní pé láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ni àwọn òṣèlú ló ti ń parọ́ pé àsìkò ọ̀dọ́ ló dé yìí nígbà tí mo wà ọmọ ọdún mẹ́fà tá a lọ ṣe máàcì fún òmìnira ẹ̀yin ni àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ni leaders of tomorrow ẹ̀yin ni olórí wa lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la wọ́n mọ̀ pé ọ̀la ò ní dé torí ẹ̀ ni ó ṣe jẹ́ pé gbogbo tó bá wo àwọn major parties yẹn tó máa bìlí pé tó máa nígbàgbọ́ pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ pásìkò wọn ti tó kí ló dé tó máa lọ fi èèyàn tí wọn mọjọ́ orí ẹ̀ tó ti dàgbà títí táwọn tẹ̀ mọ́ bí ọjọ́ tó ń bi tó ń fi ń ṣe candidate àwọn party ńláńlá lè bá wo party APC candidate wọn bàbá yẹn àti fẹ́ máa wọ 80 years old Tinubu tẹ bá wo ojoojúmọ́ náà change number yẹn ṣe mọ̀ pé journalist mi náà ní mi journalist ni mi akọ̀wé ìròyìn ni mi nígbà kan wọ́n ṣe 70 years wọ́n ṣe 69 ìyẹn bí ọdún 5 sẹ́yìn wọ́n tẹ̀ sẹ́ndì press release wa kó bàbá fẹ́ ṣe 69 years old ó tún di ọdún 5 sí wọn ní bàbá di 70 mi ò mọ bí wọ́n ti ń ṣe arithmetic tiwọn kájẹ̀ ní pé àgbà pé 70 ni wọ́n ṣé kò tó àsìkò tí wọ́n tẹ̀ máa gba ọ̀dọ́ láyè ní pàtí wọn tó bá jẹ́ òótọ́ ni wọ́n fẹ́ kí
wọ́n wò pé àwọn fẹ́ fi egun àgbà tó ní àbíkó
egun àgbà wo nìyẹn ìdíwò lẹ ṣe rò pé àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó kù káàkiri tán nílọsíwájú káàkiri àgbáyé pé àwọn ọmọ 32 years old France ọmọ 32 bọ̀bọ̀ Canada yẹn ọmọ bíi 40 Trudeau 40 years old ni ìgbà kan ọmọ 39 years old ó ṣe president America John Kennedy ìgbà kan Obama gan kò tí ì pé 50 tó ti jẹ Clinton ò tí ì pé 50 kò ti jẹ president ṣé wọ́n ṣàfiṣe ni pé àwùjọ àwọn àgbàlagbà àsìkò ti tó tí ọ̀dọ́ máa jẹ olórí orílẹ̀-èdè wa tó jẹ́ pé orílẹ̀-èdè wa yìí ẹni tó máa jẹ president kí ó jẹ́ ọmọ tí wọ́n bí after tí a gba òmìnira gbogbo àwọn tó ju Nàìjíríà lọ yìí àwọn ni problem Nàìjíríà wọ́n lọ sí àsìkò tí tó kí gbogbo wọn lọ sinmi wọ́n lọ máa tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ wọn.
Right, Comrade Omoyele Soworew, you've been around for some time, though you lived partly abroad. What exactly have you identified as the problem of this nation, and what are you out to fix?
The problems are twofold, and most of the time we talk about one of it. We talk about institutional failures, institutional problems. That's why our problems are reduced to roads, education, agriculture, healthcare, and all that. But there's a bigger problem, which are, in my view, foundational problems of Nigeria. How Nigeria was put together in the first place. All the nations that make up Nigeria? Did they agree? Have they come to the point where they now agree that we should be living and coexisting peacefully? And to solve this problem, you must address both. You must address the institutional problem. And my own solution to the foundational problem is to create a brand new constitution agreed upon by all Nigerians.
You don't believe in restructuring?
Restructuring will be taken care of in a brand new constitution. There is nobody who is proposing restructuring today in Nigeria that don't understand that the constitution now cannot accommodate a restructured Nigeria. In fact, most of the proposals for restructuring today in Nigeria are, if you go by the constitution, illegal propositions. And some of them might even be criminal to say that the constitution should accommodate what it cannot accommodate. So the legitimacy of that constitution is also in question. Nobody knew how the Nigerian 1999 constitution was created. It was created by the military with a decree. We need a brand new constitution that takes care of all the issues that people are asking for in their restructuring plan. Because restructuring for a lot of people depends on where they come from. If you talk to some people, they said it's state police. Some people said it's resource control. Some people say it's about devolution of power. They want to see more power in the local government. Are all these things in the constitution? No. And you cannot be amending the constitution every year and be making billions out of it. Do you know the person who is the chief amender of the Nigerian constitution? Say a word like that. Is that guy that is detained in London for trying to sell somebody's kidney, Ekweremadu. He has been amending the Nigerian constitution. That's his business, and he has made billions. They seized 46 houses from him after he was detained in London. So they were just using the constitutional amendment to make money. But the truth about amendment in law is that you can't build something on nothing. If there's no foundation for the constitution, you are wasting your time. So the other things, like I said, are institutional. And that is where we come in, as we have a sharp razor focus on how to fix security, power, education, how to fight corruption, take care of our people in the healthcare sector, feed our men and women, our countrymen and women through a vibrant agricultural policy, and reduce the waste in government.
We will go into all of these, we'll try as much as possible to lead you into talking about some of these things. But one of the issues against your party and some other parties is the fact that many people have said AAC does not have the kind of structure that will give Soworew the kind of, presidency he wants. For instance, they will say, in order for you to clinch the presidency in Nigeria, you need structure. Many people have asked, how many candidates, senatorial candidates, because the AAC, these are issues. So they talk about structure. Do you see these as a challenge or not?
My answers are twofold. The people that have structure, what have they done for you? Exactly. They have done the structure or structural abuse to the point that they even mock you with what they call stomach infrastructure. Are you getting my point? So the second aspect of it is that the structures of a political party, the structures of a political system, organization, are the people. That is why they call it democracy. And the people form their own structures and pay or give allegiance to candidates from time to time as it suits their own agenda. The structure you are used to or you hear about a lot is these transactional structures of the political parties. Election time, go and distribute rice. It used to be full bread. Now they say it's sliced bread. You understand? Onions, and then when the elections are approaching on election day, they give you 2,000, 5,000, depending on where you are. And then you will not hear from them for the next 4 years. Is that structure? No. And we have always said this. In fact, it was what we were saying in 2018 that people were mocking us. And those who were mocking us about structures in 2018 and 2019 are now saying that they don't need structure also. That's the position. That's the truth. the people should constitute the structure of any genuine political movement. That's it.
Even if you get elected, it's been said that.
But to answer your question, we have candidates. Oh, you know, it's easier said than done. If I'm president of Nigeria and you have transactional structures, even if all the members of Senate are my party members, they can still impeach me. They did it to Obasanjo. No, they did it to Obasanjo. PDP had the highest number of representation in government. They threatened to impeach Obasanjo and they almost impeached him. You remember that? In fact, Obasanjo had to come back home, you know, to the Yoruba land he hates so much, to come and, you know, ginger them, say, if they remove our son, he suddenly remembered that he's the Yoruba son. But there will be fight too, and all those kind of things. Were they not the people in his party that also refused him third term? You know, majority of them were members of the PDP. So, my position is that any structure that is not rooted in the populace is not worthy to be called a structure.
Kódà níbi tọ́rọ̀ dé dúró yìí tí Omoyele Soworew bá di ààrẹ, ǹjẹ́ òfin tí ń bẹ ńlẹ̀ yìí ǹjẹ́ ó jẹ́ òfin tí Omoyele Soworew lè gbé ìjọba rẹ̀ lé lórí pé ọdún 1999 tá a tún ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò rẹ̀ yìí òun náà làágùn lé tá a sì máa lò. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì, ǹjẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn èèyàn ti ń sọ wípé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú AAC kò ní àwọn ìlànà tó gúnmọ́ tó sì gíríkì tó dúró re láti sọ wípé wọ́n lè wọlé gẹ́gẹ́ bí adéjẹdupò lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà, wípé àwọn kan tiẹ̀ wà jẹ́ pé wọ́n jẹ́ ọmọye tí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú yìí ò lọ́mọye ti sẹ́nitọ̀ àti alẹ́gbẹ̀mọ̀ aṣojú ṣòfin. Bó ni àyà ti wá ṣe sí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tí.
àwa ò ní tẹ̀lé 1999 constitution torí 1999 constitution àwọn jàgùdà ni àwọn ológun kò ń ṣe constitution Nàìjíríà. Àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ò sí níbi tí wọ́n ti ṣe 1999 constitution. Wọ́n kàn kọ síbẹ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà rere o, a gbé ìwé òfin kalẹ̀ àdẹ̀ síbẹ̀ tí o sẹ́ńtẹ́ lè sọ fún lẹ́ni ẹni tó kọ 1999 constitution ẹ̀ lè mọ̀. Àwọn ológun lọ ṣe ìpàdé lọ kọ constitution. Ọjọ́ tí wọ́n sọ ẹ̀ tí wọ́n di Ọbásanjọ́ ń gbapò ààrẹ, olóhùn tí fojú kan constitution tó ń fi sọ ẹ̀ òun kò sí photocopy ẹ̀ lásán sí bẹ́ẹ̀ kò rí rí nítorí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n kàn ṣáà ṣèbúra ọ̀nbẹ́ Hausa wọ́n ṣáà kọ́ àwọn pépà kan síbi kan wọ́n fi ń tọ́ àwọn aráàlú jẹ pé constitution later nígbà tó di president wọ́n ṣe lọ print paper wọ́n pè ní wọ́n ṣe lọ print constitution 1999 constitution kọ́ táwọn sọ pa constitution ni pé ìwé òfin orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà kò gbúdọ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ àwọn arúfin. Ìwé òfin wa gbúdọ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ àwọn arúfin. Àwọn wo larúfin? Àwọn ológun. Arúfin ni wọ́n kò yẹ kán sí lórí oyè. So kí wá ni wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe ìwé fún àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà rere ńgbà yẹn? So a lè tẹ̀lé yẹn. Nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ìlànà kò tí àwa mọ̀ ń pa àwọn ẹgbẹ́ àwọn pátì tí ẹ̀sọ̀ pọ́n nílànà àbí wọ́n ní structure tó tí àwọn olóyìnbó ń pè structure ni pé ṣé àwọn structure bí ò bá pa bó ò bá lẹ́sẹ̀ bá lọ ṣe ń sọ ṣáwọn yẹn ni structure ni àbí structure kọ́ máa fi bí pààyàn kó wá dọjọ́ ìdìbò kọ́ lọ la búrẹ́dì sí méjì wọ́n máa fún ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ odidi búrẹ́dì náà fún àwọn aráàlú sí wọ́n ti slice bread wọ́n ti gé méjì kẹ́ wọ́n gé sí mẹ́wàá.
All right, let's give the people the opportunity to have an interaction. There may be 1 or 2, 3 questions the people at home may want to ask. Okay, let's start with these. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Adenola.
Okay, Adenola from where?
Yeah, from Lagos.
You're welcome.
I just want to advise Nigerians that this is an opportunity because Soworew is a one-time opportunity. Since we had the leader who has the real interest of the people, it took us many years before we don't have another leader who is Soworew. And once Soworew is no longer in the race again, it might take Nigerians many more years to have a leader who actually has the interest of people. So I'm just using this opportunity to appeal to Nigerians to actually choose wisely this time around.
Okay, Adenola. All right, Adenola from Lagos State. Thank you so much. The numbers to call to be part of the program in case you want to ask any question. The numbers are 0916 104 7698, 0811 052 6487, 0902 280 92 and 57. You can speak in any language of your choice, either Yoruba or English. Good morning. Thank you. Okay, Prime Minister Shola from Ibadan, welcome.
Once again, let me thank you for the existing protocol that I have given in the morning. Thank you very much, IBR.
Oh, this one, sir.
Thank you for doing this for us. You are elevating democracy through this project. Intending President of Nigeria, Mr. Soworew, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
I want to appreciate your effort so far. I have only 2 questions for you.
Go ahead, sir.
My first question is this. With the present structure, if Nigeria is not restructured, do you think the youth you are clamoring for can ever get to position of authority? That is my first question.
Yes.
My second question is this. The Nigerian Constitution, what is your take? Should we continue with it? Should we throw it off or a completely new constitution? Good morning.
Thank you so much, Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. And I had spoken about the Constitution already before you called. That Constitution is illegal, is ultra-vires, and it should have no effect on the Nigerian people. I will junk the Constitution as it is now. I am not going to amend it because we can't build something on nothing. We need a brand new Constitution. With regards to youth and restructuring, it is not restructuring that will bring youth to power. You can have the finest restructured Nigeria. If youths are not ready to take power, they will never get to power. Youths have to decide that they want power. It is an anomaly that young people, right, in their majority, will say they want power. And after a law was signed to have them take power officially, there is still no young person below the age of 35. I mean, there's 35 in this presidential race that we're in. I have not seen young people in their 30s able to afford to run for governorship. You know, because it's also a question of economic power before you can run for offices in Nigeria. And you now see a majority of these youths who want power following 70-year-old men, 80-something-year-old men. And I must keep reiterating that I have no problem with old people, because I intend to grow old too one day. But I have problem with old ideas. And that is what is killing Nigeria. I think Nigeria ought to have reached a point where it votes for leaders that are younger than Nigeria itself.
Okay, another call is here. Hello, good morning.
Ekaro Ekojumo. That's it. Very excited.
The incoming President, Mr. Soworew. Èmi rò wípé ẹni tí ó bá gba àkóso orílẹ̀-èdè tí kò ní nígbà tí darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn ìdàrúdàpọ̀ tí a ti gba wájú yìí kò fi lè rọ́nà débẹ̀ kó wá gbé ideology sí ìjáde ìpàkísàtúnṣe. Dan ká dúró lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ tàbí ká pé a fẹ́ mú kúrò tuntun tí a mú yìí. Tó jẹ́ sí àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tá a lábàá ìjà fún ìkan àgbọ̀n òkè ẹ̀lú yìí rárá gẹ́gẹ́ bí n tẹ́ ẹ̀sọ̀gbẹ̀ yìí nìsín. Majority wọn náà ní ń gbé káàdì ní ń jó káàkiri tẹ̀lẹ́yìn àwọn bàbá àgbàlagbà wọn. So gẹ́gẹ́ fún mi ní ìdáǹkì ẹ̀lú yìí.
Ẹ ṣe gan nígbà tí àwa ń kékeré tí a mọ̀ pa bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀, àwọn òbí wa lára àwọn òbí wa máa ń sọ pé Awólọ́wọ̀ ò ti sọ òótọ́ síwájú ni pé bàbá ti di ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè kò bá má sọ pé òun máa ló lè lọ. Àwọn gbàgbé pé àwọn ọ̀gára ọlọ́ṣà tí wọ́n ń rán ní Nàìjíríà lónìí bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ wọ́n ti mọ èrò ọkàn àwọn tó fẹ́ tún lù ṣe wọ́n máa dúró dè yín náà ni tó bá jẹ́ pé Awólọ́wọ̀ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn gbà yẹn pé ó di dandan òun fẹ́ jẹ president tó lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ tí Ẹyẹlé ẹ̀ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ díẹ̀ nígbà tí òjò oṣù tójò rọ̀ ṣé ẹ̀yin náà ò ní rí i pé nǹkan táwa enjoy pẹ̀lú làákàyè bàbá yẹn kò ní ṣeé ṣe pé kò darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn yẹn la ṣe ní free education òun la ṣe ní ètò ìwòsàn torí tó bá darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn àwọn tí ò fẹ́ wọn ò ní gbà wípé kó ṣe nǹkan tó ṣe nílẹ̀ káàárọ̀ jíire táwa wà lẹ́nìí mò ń sọ lánàá ńgbà tá a lọ sí stakeholders meeting southwest pé tó bá ń ṣàwólọ́wọ̀ mi ò lè máa jókòó nù station yìí pẹ̀lú yìí nítorí ibi tèmi ti wá londo state ẹmu la máa ń dà ẹja la máa ń pa kò sí ọ̀nà àbáyọ tí bàbá mi bá lè fi sanwó fún iléèwé tí mo lọ nígbà táwa lọ sí University of Lagos kí ni school fees 45 naira 45 naira yẹn bàbá mi ò ní wọ́n yá 20 naira wọ́n ní kẹ́gbọ́n àbúrò wọn kan fún mi ní 10 wọ́n ṣàpawó yẹn pọ̀ mo fi tó bá jẹ́ pé ní 1989 tí mo lọ sí University of Lagos tí school fees ní University of Lagos bá jẹ́ 1000 naira ń gbà yẹn mi ò ní lè lọ kò ní ṣeé ṣe kí ló dẹ̀ fà á tí ẹ̀kọ́ ṣe cheap ń gbà yẹn àwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ ni àwọn olórí wa ní southwest ló jẹ́ kó ṣeé ṣe so ká máa dúpẹ́ tíyàn bá ní ìṣèbí Yorùbá ló ń pa lóore pé tíyàn bá ń wá owó lọ síta tó pàdé yìí lọ́nà kó padà sílé torí tá a bá rówó ọ̀hún tán ṣèbí yìí náà la máa fi rà.
All right, Comrade Omoyele Soworew, we'll have just 6 more minutes to leave. Now, your plan on the economy, infrastructure, agriculture, education, and other sectors, you quickly want to sell it to the people within this.
Our plans are based in what we call Spicer Heat. That is the acronym for our plans.
Spicer
Heat. And it starts with security. That's the S. P is power, electricity, because there's no country in the world that's ever industrialized and prospered without electricity, energy. Infrastructure is I. Anti-corruption is the C there. E is economic system that allows Nigerians to participate fully in the economic life of the country. You know, we have E that is, we have E that is economy, and R that is restructuring. Health is H, E is education, A is agriculture, T is tourism, and there's another final T, which is technology, and an H that is mass housing.
So that's it.
That's the plan, and it's broken down on our website, Soworew2023.org.
I quickly want to take you on the issue of power. How do you intend to fix it?
It's very easy, but you know, if you're in Nigeria, you have the kind of leaders you have, everything is rocket science to them. But the technology around the development of energy has made it so easy that there are several sources now of getting power, cheap power. And one of it is this solar energy that we are blessed with, which is free, that can be captured. If we have a state in Nigeria that's covered with solar energy cells, and it's just a state, it will power the whole country. So one state with solar energy across Nigeria, just one state, if we cover the ground of a state with those solar panels, it will power the entire 36. That's just solar. Hydro is still very much around, and like gas, we have billions and billions, if not trillions of cubic feet of gas in Nigeria. In fact, if we had serious leaders, this period of Ukraine versus Russia war, we'll be making a killing from gas sales, because that's also the future. But my own timeline for gas is also very short, because if you exploit your gas for too long, you will get earthquakes from fracking.
Really?
Yes, most people don't know this. Then it's using tidal waves. There's biogas. You can use corn to generate electricity. This corn that we eat by the roadside.
All of this are achieved in Nigeria?
Let me tell you the funniest one. The waste generated by Lagos can power the whole of the southwest. Just waste. Waste to power.
Have you sponsored some experts to go into research or is something you'll be doing?
No, I won't be doing like the guy that went to Egypt to go and learn how to do power. No, the technology is also very available. The research is available. You don't need too many experts. But do we have experts? Of course we do. For instance, we have an expert in the US who is a major person in the development of cow dung to generate electricity. So instead of people killing themselves and running around with herdsmen, we put the herdsmen in a cow ranch. The dung generated by cows will be used to generate electricity. Say it everywhere that you heard it from me. You know, fún àwọn Yorùbá, ìgbẹ́ màlúù wọ́n fi generate electricity, wọ́n fi ṣe iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. So gbogbo àwọn màlúù tó yàgbẹ́ káàkiri lójú títì yẹn ká kó wọn sínú iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná tó máa generate ayé àyìn lẹ́nu. So a nílò láti máa para wa pẹ̀lú àwọn herdsmen onímàlúù, because ìgbà tó bá di pé ìgbẹ́ màlúù wọn náà ń generate pé owó ń jáde ń bẹ̀, ṣé àwọn aráyè wa máa káàkiri ni. So I solve problem herdsmen by putting àwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ náà dẹ̀ ṣe ń gbà yẹn ní Àkùnà ní Ondo State. Wọ́n ní cow ranch ibi tó ń pè ní kìnní Calabar sí Obudu ranch. Màlúù ló wà ń bẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀, wọ́n ti sọ di hotel sí. So àìní àwọn olórí tí wọ́n ní làákàyè òun ló kó bá wa. Ó dẹ̀ yẹ ká ronú kí a padà sí wọ́n ní tí iwájú bá ṣe ń lọ ẹ̀yìn á ṣàṣe padà.
Kí ni ọ̀rọ̀ àmúrelé fún gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa?
Okay, Taiwo Edward, it's been approved that we'll go ahead with this program. All right, so we're not going to wrap it up anymore. Comrade Omoyele Soworew will have the opportunity to talk more. He's spoken about what he will do on power. We'll look at education, we'll look at the economy and others. But let's take a breather at this juncture for the news at 10. We will be back we've been told to go ahead. So let's look at education.
Yes.
Let's look at education. What are your plans? Beautiful ones on power. Education, can we also have your plans?
So, the investment in education, is what has been killing us. We are not investing in education the way we should have been investing. I mentioned the Southwestern Education Plan that I benefited from. My parents benefited from them. But do you know what happened? After the military came in 1983, the first thing they did was to divest from education. And that is what we are paying for today. And after the military came, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank came after our educational system by making sure that education was officially defunded in Nigeria. It was a World Bank policy.
That's a big allegation.
It is not an allegation. I was part of the people that fought against SAP. Do you know, have you heard about the Structural Adjustment Program? And one of the key requests for giving Nigeria loans when Nigeria got itself broke was that they should stop funding education. They should introduce school fees. I just mentioned to you that if school fees of Unilag was 1,000 naira during my time, I wouldn't have attended the University of Lagos. It would have been impossible. But you go around the country today, there are school fees everywhere. Then, instead of investing in public education, you now start licensing private individuals. A lot of private universities, you can't go to them without ₦1 million a year. So how do you get somebody who is earning 30,000 naira a month to send their child to a private school? Or to even send their children to school, period, at this time? So we're talking education now. We invest in education from primary to tertiary level. Do you know why? And I'll say this here, is that the little education we give to our citizens, who are the beneficiaries now? The same people who say we should not fund education. 8,000 doctors have traveled to the UK, Europe and America in the last 3 years. The same poorly educated doctors, they are now saving America. They are saving. So if you don't invest in education, how do you get the doctors to replace the 8,000? And as I'm talking to you, I'm sure there are other 8,000 doctors on their way. Architects, the worst, and the highest demanded are nurses. 2 weeks ago, they are now asking for Nigerian teachers to go to the UK. They are going to be hiring your teachers. The teachers that we used to abuse, the teachers we said that their reward is in heaven, they are not going to get their reward in the United Kingdom. Why? Because we managed to even train people in the first place. Because the moment you have education, you have automatically become a global citizen. Anybody that's educated can be employed anywhere. Do you know also the most important thing about the way the world works now is that you can sit in this country, Nigeria, and also be a teacher in America. You can sit in America and treat somebody medically through what they call telemedicine in Nigeria. Because the world has become a global village. But in becoming a global village, our leaders have managed to remove us from that village by excommunicating us. You know, why? Let's look at the cost of even buying data. In America, I have a phone, just one. And to use data, text, and everything, it costs me $30 a month. $30 is not enough sometimes to buy data. And in Nigeria, you need 4 phones to survive. Yes, you must have a phone that works where Airtel doesn't work. You must have one that works where Glo doesn't work. You must have one that works where MTN doesn't work. Some places MTN works text, but their data don't work. Why? Because we don't have regulation in those areas. But let's go back to education. Apart from just investing in education to take out 20 million kids off the streets perpetually, we must invest not just in schools and infrastructure for education. We must invest in the students themselves. I have a plan to make sure that every Nigerian student who is in higher institutions in this country will get 100,000 naira per semester.
Per semester?
Yes, a study grant for as long as you are in school. But I hope you finish in 4 years.
How much again?
100,000 per semester.
All right, thank you.
Yes. And if before you cry out, 100,000 naira, it's just $120. Is that too much to spend on a student per semester when your accountant general is stealing 150 billion naira per year?
Kódà níbi tọ́rọ̀ òde dúró yìí nínú àwọn ìwádìí oríṣiríṣi tá a ṣe a rí pé ẹ̀yin gan fúnra yín Omoyele Soworew tó jẹ́ ọmọye AAC tó díje dupò ààrẹ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ti jẹ́ olùkọ́ rí lórílẹ̀‐èdè Amẹ́ríkà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àbí àṣà irọ́ la pa.
Fọ́dún mẹ́wàá ni mo jẹ́ olùkọ́ níléèwé gíga ni o. Iléèwé gíga méjì ni mo ti ṣe olùkọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Bí ọ̀rọ̀ wa ṣe ń lọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ASUU àti ìbejì rẹ̀ míì tó dálẹ̀ báyìí táwọn
wọ́n pè ní kọ́nùà
tán dálẹ̀ báyìí tí wọ́n fi ń kẹ̀yìn àwọn olùkọ́ tí ó jẹ́ ìdíléèwé yunifásitì ra wọn. Ǹjẹ́ eléyìí tọ̀nà? Ṣé eléyìí ò ní ba ìṣe ètò ẹ̀kọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà jẹ́?
Ẹ̀rí àwọn olórí wa àwọn olórí mi ò ní sọ pé olórí wa torí èmi ò sí lára àwọn tó ń jọ lérò olórí ilé lórí olórí yín.
Àjọ wà lórílẹ̀-èdè ni.
Ṣé mo gbọ́ àwa kan wà lórílẹ̀-èdè àmọ́ àwa ò gbà ti àwọn tó ń ṣolórí. So àwa tá a mọ̀ mọ́ rúfin àwọn òfin tí ò tọ́. So àsotúrú ẹ̀ mo ṣe sọ pé àwọn olórí yín ẹ má bínú pé mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ àmọ́ nǹkan tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ ASUU kò ní ìdí gbogbo pé wọ́n lọ strike fún oṣù mẹ́sàn-án mi ò gbọ́rú ẹ̀ rí ọdọọdún dẹ̀ lọ ń ṣe in fact ó ti wá dé point tó jẹ́ pé kò wá sí yàtọ̀ láàrin Ṣàngó àti ASUU náà bọ́n ṣe ń fara ya bọ́n nìkan tó wà ń bẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ ṣe ni ìdí tí a ṣe ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ó ṣe pàtàkì láti mọ̀ pé àwọn tó ń jó lórí Nàìjíríà orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àwọn òun rán ọmọ wọn lọ sílé ìwé ń bí ibà yìí èyí tó rán ọmọ lọ sílé ìwé ní Nàìjíríà private school náà ń lọ àwọn ọmọ míì wà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti wà nílé ìwé gíga àwọn tó ń jọ lọ sílé ìwé gíga tó ń lọ private school wọ́n ti ṣe tán èèyàn kan pè mí lọ́jọ́ kan lára àwọn tó wà ní ilé ìwé gíga public university pé ẹni tó ń lọ sí Covenant University tó ń jọ wọlé the same time wọ́n ti gbà láti wá máa ṣolùkọ́ fún òun ó ní dọ́tí ọmọ yẹn wọlé òun bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sunkún ni ṣe ń gbọ́ mi so kí ló lè bá yàn nú jẹ́ dé yẹn pé ẹni tẹ́jọ jẹ́ lẹ́gbẹ́ kó wá jólùkọ́ fún yín tẹ́jẹ̀ lọ sí the same ọdún kan náà lẹ́jọ́ wọlé bí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ṣe burú dé nìyẹn but àwọn tó ń jó lórí lédè Nàìjíríà wọn ò ní interest sí ọ̀rọ̀ kò kàn wọ́n torí ọmọ wọn ń lọ sórílẹ̀ wọn ń lọ sí iléèwé lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa Nàìjíríà wọ́n bà gbogbo àwọn iléèwé jẹ́ nítorí pé kí àwọn aráàlú because wọ́n mọ̀ wípé táwọn aráàlú bá kàwé tí ọmọ wọn kàwé kò ní ṣeé ṣe fún wọn láti máa tí táwọn èèyàn bá ti lóye wọ́n máa ń difficult fún àwọn olórí wọn láti máa ṣe wọn ṣùkàṣùkà.
All right, let's open the phone lines now. We've got just a few more minutes on the program this morning, and it's going to be about you at this time. You want to ask your questions? The numbers are 0916 104 7698, 0811 0526 0902 2809 Let's ask our questions within 45 seconds. Let's start with this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, man.
Thank you.
Who calls me? What is fashion?
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò sáà.
Sọ̀rọ̀ ní Yorùbá tí gbogbo ọ̀rẹ́ wa bá ti gbọ́ dáadáa. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Soworew àtinúwádùn tí gbogbo àtìyàn mi. Wọ́n ní ilé ẹ̀sọ́ wípé ẹ̀sọ́ fẹ́ ẹ̀ ti wà ní Amẹ́ríkà fún ìgbà púpọ̀. Ìjẹ́ ẹni pé ìgbà tí Obama fẹ́ ṣe president America, he went through a lot of process. Tẹ́lẹ̀ pé ó lẹ̀, ó di senator, ó di house of Senate. Ìjẹ́ òrùpé láì jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn bá rí antecedent ní òrùpé ìfẹ̀lẹ́lẹ́dẹ́ one from the three. Ó sọ fún bẹ́ẹ̀ di president. Láláì sí much about the system. Pẹ̀lú òrùpé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lè sọ. You can just come like that. Táwọn èèyàn ọmọ bóyá o ti gọ́ọ̀nà rí o ti ṣe senator rí wọ́n ti rí ìkan tó o ti ṣe. Wọ́n ti rí àpẹẹrẹ ká lè ṣe ẹni ìdílé o.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Ali Fashakin, for your time on the program this morning. Let's check who is here. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Go ahead.
Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè agbóhùn sókè. Láti Oǹdó ló ti ń pè wá.
Bàbá tó sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ rà pé Oǹdó mo gbọ́ Oǹdó accent.
Oǹdó náà lóbìnrin ti ń pè.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
All right. But I want to ask him, how does he intend to deal with people living with disabilities? Because Nigeria these days, we don't really care about people living with disabilities, and we have a lot of people living with that. And also, I want to ask him, what are his plans for tourism in Nigeria? We have a lot of tourist places, and government are not managing those places well. What are his plans for all those things? Thanks.
All right, thank you so much. And the last call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
It's Radha.
All right.
Great to be there. You're a Wolowo sample. Ẹ̀rí pé ayé ti kọjá lẹ́bù àwọn bàbá Wolowo. Nígbà tí Musa Umaru Yar'Adua tí ó fi di president orílẹ̀-èdè, ó ń ṣe gómìnà lọ́sẹ̀ká. Gbogbo ideology tó ní OPC. Tẹ́sà ìbámu tó gbé débẹ̀ wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lo àwọn tó ń ní nínú àti èròǹgbà rẹ̀ fún orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ayé dẹ̀ ń dárúkọ rẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ ń sọ pa rẹ̀ sí dáadáa lónìí. Ló jẹ́ kí n sọ pé téèyàn ọba kọ́wọ́ rìn pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n ti fi ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà yìí ti fi ti bàbá ilẹ̀ bàbá kẹ́yìn èèyàn ò lè débi tí ń lọ bọ̀rọ̀. Òfin yóò sì jọ wá tí a bá padà wá nǹkan bàmọ́ bí àtìlẹ́yìn nìkan tí ń jẹ́ tó wò rẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ ní ideology tó máa rí àǹfààní rẹ̀ ló pa ìráyè dé ipò tí akẹ́kọ̀ọ́dé tí ó ti exercise làákàyè rẹ̀ fún wa.
All right, so over to you, Conrad.
The first question was from a person who was saying that, who was asking that Obama, that Obama was a senator.
That was Dr. Ali Fashakin.
It's actually not true. Obama became a senator. Before Obama became president, he had contested to become a House of Assembly member in Illinois. He lost. Obama's greatest record is being a community organizer. The reason he became a senator was because he gave a speech at the Democratic Convention after the September 11 attacks, where he said, "My name is Barack Obama." You probably never heard this before. It was that inspirational speech that led them to vote for him as senator. Before that speech, nobody has heard about Obama in the history of, I mean, people knew him, but it was just a speech that introduced Obama to the world. And he was senator, and then within a short time that he was senator, they quickly went to him and said, "Well, do you want to be president? Because you seem to have something upstairs." What I'm trying to say is that it is people with upstairs that people vote for, not people who were former governors, people who were former thieves. You understand? The experience that Nigeria referred to, "Oh, go and be governor so that we can see how you are doing," right? If I'm governor, does it affect the entire country? If I have the capacity, if you can trust me to be a governor of a state, why can't you trust me to be president of a nation? What exactly is the difference? It's just a function of space. One is smaller than the other. So, and if I'm vibrating on a frequency that I have the intellectual capacity and the character to be governor, my goodness, you have nothing else to wait for. Vote for me to be president so that that can be applied to the entire country. And the last question, which is about, it's very important that we address that.
Tourism.
Yes, and tourism. It is true that Nigeria is people's disability for comedy. We don't care about them. Our police don't even have a way to get on it with disabled persons. There's no office I know in Nigeria that you can enter today. Maybe there are, but I've never seen anyone that has assistance for even people for accessibility to offices, because we don't care about them. But what I would do is to ensure that all these things are taken care of. You want to get to an office, you get an employment, you are not discriminated against. And most importantly, that we have special funding for those who have disability. I don't want to call it disability because the people you call disabled people in Nigeria are the ones who win Olympic golds. And the able ones can't win.
It's quite unfortunate, but an irony. Thank you so much, Comrade Omoyele Soworew. We've been talking, having this chat with the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Omoyele Soworew. We wish you success in your endeavors on the February 25